Hello, my name is Sladjan, and I will be providing the voiceover for this Heroix guide. Now, to start us off, what is Heroix? Heroix is a Platoon-only game mode that is in essence just a harder, more difficult version of the Black Sea Incursion, also known as BSI, Spec Ops. I highly recommend you first familiarize yourself with BSI before you start this off. Now, the general setup for platoons in this mode is to have one or two players with high DPM vehicles, usually autocannons, such as BMPTs, T-15s, Sphinxes, Gauss, etc., and 3 or 4 players with main battle tanks. The main battle tank's role is very simple. It's clearing out and defending various objective points throughout the map, while the role for the high DPM vehicles is a bit more complicated. Their tasks include killing the pillboxes and artillery, killing the Lieutenant Protector you will see later in the video, doing the mad dash for the final objective, and overall just helping and supporting their teammates. In the video you can now see the T-15 and the main battle tanks clearing out the first capture point. Ideally you want to do this as quickly as possible, as it will allow you to only need one tank in the capture circle, allowing the other main battle tanks to move on. And you can also see the Sphinx killing the artillery and the pillboxes, as mentioned earlier. Main battle tank players should, as soon as possible, proceed along the leftmost road. There will be 2 pillboxes there, you can either destroy them or avoid them, and proceed to the second cap. Meanwhile, the high DPM vehicles are going to go along the coastline, take out any pillboxes and artillery they run in along the way, and then start providing supporting fire to the main battle tanks that pushed up to the second objective. Now, to quickly explain some of the differences between BSI Normal and BSI Heroix, timers are vastly different. The Heroix timers are super tight, so you need to be on your toes, especially for Chapter 1, as you don't really have time to mess around. You need to be on point with these things. Another big change, especially in Chapter 1, is the Protector Lieutenant. He differs from normal lieutenants that you see when playing normal PvE and such by the fact that he cannot be killed from the front or sides. Because of that, it's very important that the main battle tank players draw the lieutenant's aggro on them. Now they do that by being spotted and using the coax machine gun and their main gun fire to basically keep him aiming at them, thus allowing the high DPM vehicles to, actually kill him. His Amarak health is basically infinite, so don't bother shooting for the lieutenant's Amarak. It's preferable to go for the engine, as if you can set him on fire, that will massively help killing him, as he has a lot of health and fire damage is based on percentage of health left. In the video they really smoothly clear this out. You shouldn't really expect it to be this smooth every time, but this is kind of good ideal, I guess, to strive for, as this video was made by 5 veteran Armored Warfare players who have a fair few Heroix runs under their belt. After the second objective is cleared out, you have to cap it as quick as possible. Everyone should help with that, including the fast mobile AFVs. After that, just like the first objective, you'll have to have one player stay back and defend it. I forgot to mention earlier, but with objective 1 to defend it easier, I suggest hugging the building, which basically limits how many sides you're getting shot from. And it should be ideally done in a main battle tank that can take a hit rather than mega fragile tanks like the Chinese Type 99A2s. I wouldn't recommend using those for base defense. Now on objective 2, once it's captured, you should use the satellite truck to hide yourself and your side from the enemy tanks. Something very important to keep in mind is killing isn't as important as surviving usually. Like on both objective 1 and 2 here, killing's not really that important. You don't actually have to kill anyone. The more important part is that you stay alive and contest the cap so the AI can't take it, as the capture timers are really short. Anyway, moving on. On objective 2, once it's captured, one tank should stay back, use the satellite truck to defend it. The others should move on to the hill, as you can see in the video. If you have infantry, you can also drop it there-ish. It will kill or help kill any tanks that spawn there, and there will be quite a few that spawn. Once the defense phase of the second objective is complete, the rest of the map will open up, and you will have a very short amount of time to drive quite a long way. You only have a 1 minute to reach Cortez, so a Sphinx is ideal for this job, as it's incredibly fast. However, other fast machines can also do it, so if you bring a light tank, some faster tank destroyers, faster main battle tanks, like the Chinese Type 99s and the French Leclerc, those also work fine. You have to cross a road with 2 superior tanks there, just pop smoke, drive past. After that you have a long straight with some woods on the right side. If you're a Sphinx you can drive most of the way on the crossroads to be faster and still not be spotted. If you're a main battle tank, maybe stick a bit closer to the right so that you can duck down and use smoke and the natural cover to protect yourself once you are spotted. You might not see it in the video, however there's about 5 or 6 I think tanks to the left side in the bushes, and if you're not careful they can kill you very quickly. In the video you can see the Sphinx kind of delaying going for the link up with Cortez capture point. The reason for that is that afterwards it opens immediately a new objective that you have to defend from a wave of enemies, and the Sphinx can't really survive there long since it can't use its camo there. So he's waiting for his teammates to catch up and take the torch and take over defending the objective for him. Now you just have to defend the objective, and after that's completed, the chapter 1 mission is finished. With that, the guide for this specific mission is over, and I can give you a bit more information about Heroix in general, as I'm assuming that if you're watching this, you don't actually know much about it. To give you a brief explanation, BSI Heroix is just more difficult version of normal Black Sea Incursion Spec Ops. The timers tend to be a lot tighter. Some side objectives are completely removed. You saw here, for example, the capture points on the hills are gone. Another big change is the enemies. The pool of enemies on this that appear on this map is smaller than you might be used to, and every single enemy here is a superior version, which means more health, better armor from the front, and more damage and penetration. On chapters 1, 2 and 4 you also have the Protector Lieutenants appearing, which, as I mentioned, are a bit special in that you need to kill them from behind. The way we do it, as you will see in the Heroics guide, is by having someone draw their aggro using their coax and main gun for that, and having the rest of the team shoot at the back and kill them as quickly as possible. As far as why would you do Heroics in the first place, it's pretty simple really. They're a fantastic source of credits and experience. The first run of the week has a 10-time multiplier on the credits and experience income, making it hugely profitable. The times 10 multiplier refreshes every single Thursday at midnight Central European Time or 1 AM Central European Standard Time, depending on what season we're in. It allows you to get about 750,000 XP, or if you're running a Battlefield Glory boost and an XP boost, about 900 to 950,000 XP with progression tanks, and something like 25 million credits. With premiums you're looking at closer to 40 to 60 million, depending which premium tank you have, and you're also looking to over 100,000 reputation or free XP. With that, our heroes have completed chapter 1, and I'll see you in chapter 2.